Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm very excited today because a couple years ago, Silencerco came out with the Maxim 9. Really difficult to get a hold of, even if you're in the industry. So I've been looking for one of these for a very long time. So big thank you to Silencer Shop for getting a hold of one for me. But I am so excited to shoot this thing. It's an integrally suppressed 9mm. So it's a single stamp gun, comes in this configuration. Well, I lied. It comes with 2 extra baffles in a long configuration, then you can shorten it up. I mean, I've been so excited to get a hold of this thing. I just don't even know where to start. So first off, 9mm. Takes Glock mags and ships with 2 P17 mags. I brought a Glock mag, so I'm gonna run that through it and make sure it works just as good as the P mag does. I don't anticipate any issues there. But right off the bat, I mean, this looks like the gun from RoboCop. It's pretty freaking sweet, and I wish they made holsters for it or just like a giant magnet on your hip that you could latch it to. But the thing is just so cool looking. I'm really excited to shoot it, in case you guys can't tell, but I want to give you guys kind of my initial thoughts before we get on the range. So by the looks of it, you would assume that the front is extraordinarily heavy and that it would lean down. It's not the case at all, actually. There's a lot of weight towards the back of it, and the front is extraordinarily light. I like that because it puts the weight in the palm of your hand, so as you're shooting, you're not getting, muzzle heavy and drooping the front end down. Something else about it is it's got this RMR cutout already. So you can pull these 2 hex screws, pop that off, and then throw an RMR on here. And then the other really neat thing is there's a short and a long configuration. So you can pull 2 screws here at the muzzle end, pull the end cap off, and then replace the rods that go inside here with these 2 longer rods and add 2 additional baffles for extra sound suppression. The weight difference is pretty negligible. It's about a 2-ounce difference from the long to the short configuration. All in all, the weight is 2 pounds 5 ounces in the short configuration and 2 pounds 7 ounces in the longer configuration. So, I mean, with that, the weight is negligible. So go with whatever you prefer. It's also got night sights on it. It's very ergonomically correct. It fits in your hand very well. It's got all your typical mag release, slide catch release, everything in the spots that you would assume they would be in. And it's also ambidextrous for the slide catch release, not so much the mag release though. So another thing I appreciate is the texturing of the grip. It's not really like a stippling like you'd see. It's more of like little dominoes almost, little, rectangular bumps all over the place. I like that they extended that up towards the front of the gun because whether you're left or right-handed, you can get a real positive feel and maintain control of it. I don't anticipate if your hands were wet or anything, they'd be slipping too much because this is a fairly aggressive texture. Not so much your hands are going to be bleeding at the end of a day at the range, but enough to where you get a real good feel. Also on the slide, it's got very aggressive serrations. So when you're grabbing that, your hand's not slipping off the back. They're angled in a really cool way. It almost reminds me of like gills on a shark or something. So a little bit heavy for a handgun, but the fact that it comes suppressed is pretty freaking cool. When you take the weight of a suppressor off the end of a gun or add it to the end of a gun, it's probably going to be weighing about the same. But in any case, this thing looks totally different than anything else that's out there, and Silencerco did a really good job innovating an integrally suppressed pistol. So I'm going to throw a couple rounds down range and then tell you guys what I think about it afterwards. All right guys, Silencerco Maxim 9 in the short configuration. So excited. That is not incredibly loud. Sights were a little bit off, but once I adjusted, it was pretty damn accurate. That was with the supplied P17 magazine. I'm gonna grab a Glock one. 10 rounds with a Glock mag. Let's see if the mag makes any difference. Dude, that is cool, man. So not incredibly loud, man. Especially considering the barrel is like this long and there's only about 2.5 inches of baffles. surprisingly quiet, and that's in the short configuration. So I'm gonna grab some Subsonics, run them through here in the short, and then we'll switch over to the long configuration, see if that makes much of a sound difference. Okay, still in the short configuration, and we've got supersonic, subsonic, back and forth, 3 rounds of each. So let's see what kind of difference subsonic ammo makes through the short configuration. Super, sub, super, sub. Not a huge difference, honestly. Barely noticeable to the human ear. I'm gonna try the long configuration, see what that does. Second baffle, last one, then your end cap. So, long configuration, standard velocity ammo. Say slightly quieter, not tremendous though. Let's run some subsonics. All right guys, we've got standard velocity followed by subsonic, back and forth. Super, sub. Oh, hang up. Nope, just my finger. Super, sub. Oh, hang up. Nope, just my finger. I can barely tell a difference between the supers and the subsonics. Honestly, save your money and just buy regular brass ammo and run it all day long, man. It's firing just great out of this. Guys, I had a really good time on the Maxim 9 here by Silencerco. First off, it's just a really cool looking gun. I mean, it looks like a freaking space gun or Robocop's gun or something like that. It's comfortable to shoot. It doesn't have a lot of recoil. All the weight is back here in your hand, so you're not getting, you know, that kind of suppressor dip with a lot of guns by throwing a can on the end of it. I'm going to be 100% honest. I did not tell a huge difference between the short and the long configuration, nor sub or supersonic rounds. I actually think there's probably a bleed off port in here, similar to like the Spikes Brown Recluse or the Miss 22 by Gemtech, where it bleeds off excess gas, because after running subsonic, supersonic back and forth for a couple mags, I couldn't tell a difference one way or another. So save your money, buy the cheaper ammo, it'll run it. Just really cool gun. I mean, other than the fact that it looks badass, it's got really neat features. They thought of a lot of things on it. One thing that I forgot to point out was that it's actually got key mod set up down on the bottom, so you can run a Picatinny rail or plug a flashlight into it or whatever you want. And the other really cool part is I was kind of messing around with the different baffles going from the short to the long configuration. And if you look at this pattern right here, it actually shows you which baffles go in which order, so that you're not putting them in the wrong order or anything like that. And then if you take the end cap and bring it all the way back, those lines match up with those lines. So pretty idiot proof, which I need. Also, it's got adjustable sights. The sights are windage adjustable, not elevation that I can tell. But it shot really well. It's shooting a little bit to the left, but I compensated for that. But I'm not a great shot anyway, so that's what it is. RMR cutout, takes Glock mags, comes with 2 P17 mags by Magpul. Ergonomics are great on it. It just feels really good in the hand. It's got a nice little bulge here on the back for your palm. You know, your hand rides right up under that beaver tail really well. It's just a comfortable gun to shoot, and surprisingly not front end heavy. I said it before, but I mean, it's just one of the things that kind of shocked me most when I picked this up. So Silencerco did a really good job in designing this. And speaking of Silencer Shop, that's where we got it. So big thank you to them for hooking this up for our shoot today. Make sure you cruise over to silencershop.com for all your suppressor needs. They make it super, super easy through their kiosk system to get suppressors and guns like this anywhere in the country, provided you're in a free state. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Love this Maxim 9, and we got a whole lot more stuff coming down the pike, so we'll see you guys next time. Hey guys, if you enjoy our reviews, make sure you give a like, subscribe, and then you can follow us on both Instagram and Facebook at The Bullet Points.